let's get one thing straight right up front. I'm not another dude who watched a couple Netflix specials and thinks I get comedy. I'm a comedian who's actually doing it. I'm out there getting heckled by middle aged alcoholics and grandpas at dive bars on weeknights and weekends. But I'm also 1 year in and I'm getting paid pretty frequently to do stand up comedy. In addition, I'm a professor who literally teaches joke writing in university classrooms. And I'm also a guy whose own life has been ridiculous enough to use as material. In this class, I'm not giving you theories, I'm giving you fire tested truth from stages and classrooms. And you're here because deep down you think maybe you got something. And I'm telling you, you probably do. You just need help digging it out. So this course exists for one reason, not to make you famous, not to get you followers, and not to make you a comedy guru who starts charging $297 for webinars about humor strategies and leadership. This course is about getting you to write your first real joke. One real joke. And believe me, that's way harder for most people than it sounds. Most people never do it. They think about doing it. They tell their friends, oh, I can do stand up. They try to be funny at the office Christmas party and they think that counts. Actually, writing something structured with a setup, turn, a punchline, hey, that's another level. If you write one joke by the end of this course, that's a win. That's a giant leap forward in a world full of people who think that watching TikToks counts as working on their act. And yeah, your first joke might suck. That's fine. It's kind of supposed to. You're kind of supposed to write something that makes you cringe a little. That's the price of entry, just like bombing, right? You ever watch footage of someone's first open mic online? No, of course not. Why? Because they don't post it, because they never want it seen. And that's okay. The goal here isn't brilliance. The goal here, completion. Comedy, my friends, is often what happens when pain becomes precise. That's kind of it. That's the game. You take something that's messed up or something that's messed you up and you sharpen it and sharpen it and sharpen it until people laugh at it with you. And the only thing that separates a joke from a breakdown is timing. I mean, just last week, my son looked at me and he said, why doesn't your beard grow in all the way, like at the same rate, the same color? Like it's gray over here and black over here and gray over here and black over here. Like my face was buffering. Like I looked like God started rendering me and gave up at 75%, just got stuck. That's not a joke because I'm a genius. That's a joke in the works because my kid insulted me with such a sincerity that I either had to laugh or start shopping for razors with a bunch of regret, right? And I say all that because I want you to understand that this course isn't about hypothetical comedy, theoretical comedy. It's about your life, your pain, your dumb moments, your stupidity, your humiliations. If you've ever felt betrayed, ghosted, overlooked, roasted by a child, or spiritually broken by a church bulletin typo, then you've got material. You just got to shape it. And you know what? Writing one joke is kind of like getting a superpower. Not because it'll make you money or make people like you, it won't. People are still going to scroll past your post and your mom's probably going to still ask if you've tried something more stable than comedy. But it's a superpower because it changes or begins to change how you see the world. It starts to rewire your brain to look at life through a different lens, a comedic lens. Suddenly, like every messed up thing, every awkward moment, it kind of becomes inventory. Every delay, every insult, every bad date, all material. If it's messed up, it's material. That's one of my sayings, right? So if you're here, look, it's because something in your life isn't working or hasn't worked. I don't mean or just mean that your car broke down, although that could work, you know. But usually it's something deeper, and instead of spiraling, you're choosing to laugh. You want to laugh. And that's what makes this really powerful. You're not here because everything's great. That's boring. You're here because comedy feels like the only language that makes sense right now in this messed up situation, in this messed up life, in this messed up world. And so here's what we're going to do in this course, right? I'm going to walk you through a dead simple, no BS method for writing your first joke. One joke. We're going to break it down into small, clear steps. I'll give you the structure, examples, fill in the blank templates. You don't need inspiration. You don't need a system. You'll get that here. You'll also get punchlines, real ones, including a few of mine. Like the time I helped my dad wash his Firebird when I was 5 years old, made it look all nice and shiny, and found out the next day it was so he could look good when he was skipping town. That's not a metaphor. That's just a Tuesday in my 5-year-old childhood, right? Or the time that I told my kid the truth once, and now every time I answer a question, it squints at me like I'm lying. But by the end of this short course, you're gonna have one working joke. That's the goal. Doesn't seem overly ambitious, but again, a lot of people don't do it. And after that, if you want to write five or a full set or learn crowd work or punch up your stuff with structure and callbacks and heat, then I've got a full course called the Joke Writers Lab. And that's where we go deep. But here, we're focused on one goal: write a joke that works. And if you're still watching, you're already ahead of most people because the people who say they'll get around to it usually don't. The ones who romanticize the stage like I used to, but never touch the mic, well, that's not you. Not anymore, anyway. You're going to write a joke, and it's going to be yours, and it's going to work. And when it does, you'll know exactly what to do next. Write another one. All right. I'm comedian Michael Halcomb. Let's get started.